An anthology of readings of Almighty God's words. Utterances of Christ in the Beginning, Chapter 103. A thunderous voice issues forth, shaking the entire universe. It is so deafening that people cannot dodge out of the way in time. Some are killed, some are destroyed, and some are judged. It truly is a spectacle, the likes of which no one has ever seen. Listen closely. The peals of thunder are accompanied by the sound of weeping, and this sound comes from Hades. It comes from hell. It is the bitter sound of those sons of rebellion who have been judged by me. Those who have not listened to what I say, and who have not put my words into practice, have been severely judged and received the curse of my wrath. My voice is judgment and wrath. I treat no one gently, and show mercy to no one. For I am the righteous God Himself, and I am possessed of wrath. I am possessed of burning, of cleansing, and of destruction. In me, nothing is hidden or emotional, but on the contrary, everything is open, righteous, and impartial. Because my firstborn sons are already with me upon the throne, ruling over all nations and all peoples. Those things and people that are unjust and unrighteous are now beginning to be judged. I will probe them one by one, missing nothing, and revealing them completely. For my judgment has been fully revealed and opened up fully, and I have not kept back anything at all. I will throw out everything that does not accord with my will, and let it perish to all eternity in the bottomless pit. There I will allow it to burn forever. This is my righteousness, and this is my uprightness. No one can change this, and all must be under my command. Most people ignore my utterances, thinking that words are just words and that facts are facts. They are blind. Do they not know that I am the faithful God Himself? My words and facts occur simultaneously. Is this not genuinely the case? People simply do not comprehend my words, and only those who have been enlightened can truly understand. This is a fact. As soon as people see my words, they become frightened out of their wits and scurry all over the place to hide. This is even more the case when my judgment falls. When I created all things, when I destroy the world, and when I make complete the firstborn sons, all these things are accomplished by a single word from my mouth. This is because my word itself is the authority. It is the judgment. It can be said that I myself am the judgment and the majesty. This is an unalterable fact. This is one aspect of my administrative decrees. It is but one way in which I judge people. In my eyes, everything, including all people, all affairs, and all things, is in my hands and under my judgment. No one and nothing dares to behave wildly or willfully, and all must be accomplished in accordance with the words I utter. From within human notions, everyone believes my words. When my spirit gives voice, everyone is dubious. People do not have the slightest knowledge of my omnipotence, and they even make imputations against me. I tell you now, whosoever doubts my words, and whosoever slights my words, these are the ones who shall be destroyed. They are the perpetual sons of perdition. From this it can be seen that there are very few who are firstborn sons, because this is how I work. As I have said before, I accomplish everything without moving a finger. I use only my words. This, then, is where my omnipotence lies. In my words, no one can find the source and the purpose of what I say. People cannot achieve this, and they can only act while following my lead and do everything in conformance with my will, according to my righteousness, causing my family to have righteousness and peace, to live forever, and to be eternally firm and unwavering. My judgment comes to everyone. My administrative decrees touch everyone, and my words and my person are revealed to everyone. This is the time for the great work of my Spirit. At this time, those who will be blessed and those who will suffer misfortune are distinguished from one another. As soon as my words issue forth, I have distinguished those who will be blessed, as well as those who will suffer misfortune. This is all crystal clear, and I can see it all at a glance. I am saying this with regard to my humanity. Therefore, these words do not contradict my predestination and selection. I roam about the mountains and rivers, and among all things, across the spaces of the universe, observing and cleansing every place, so that those unclean locations and those promiscuous lands will all cease to exist and be incinerated into nothingness as a result of my words. For me, everything is easy. If now were the time I had predetermined for the world's destruction, I could swallow it up with the utterance of a single word. However, now is not the time. All must be ready before I will do this work, so that my plan is not disturbed and my management is not interrupted. I know how to do this reasonably. I have my wisdom, and I have my own arrangements. People must not move one finger. Be careful not to be killed at my hand. This has already touched upon my administrative decrees. From this, one can see the harshness of my administrative decrees, as well as the principles behind them, which have two sides to them. On the one hand, I kill all who are not in line with my will, and who violate my administrative decrees. On the other hand, in my wrath, I curse all who violate my administrative decrees. These two aspects are indispensable, and are the executive principles behind my administrative decrees. Everyone is handled according to these two principles, without emotion, regardless of how loyal a person might be. This is enough to show my righteousness, my majesty, and my wrath, which will incinerate all earthly things, all worldly things, and all things that are not in line with my will. In my words are mysteries that remain hidden, and also in my words there are mysteries that have been revealed. Thus, according to human notions, and in the human mind, my words are forever incomprehensible, and my heart is forever unfathomable. That is, I must cast humans out of their notions and thinking. This is the most important item of my management plan. I must do it this way in order to gain my firstborn sons and to accomplish the things I want to do. The world's disasters grow greater by the day, and in my house, catastrophic disasters grow ever more powerful. People truly have nowhere to hide, nowhere to conceal themselves, because the transition is happening right now. People do not know where they will pass their next step. This will only become obvious after my judgment. Remember, these are the steps of my work, and it is the way in which I work. I will comfort all of my firstborn sons one by one, and uplift them one step at a time. As for the service doers, I will eliminate and abandon them all, one by one. This is one part of my management plan. After all the service doers have been revealed, my firstborn sons will also be revealed. For me, this is extremely easy. After they hear my words, all those service doers will gradually withdraw before the judgment and threat of my words, and only my firstborn sons will remain. This is not something voluntary, nor is it something that human will can change. Rather, it is my Spirit working in person. This is not a distant event, and you should, to some extent, be able to perceive it from within this phase of my work and my words. Why I would say so much, as well as the unpredictable nature of my utterances, are unfathomable to people. I speak to my firstborn sons in tones of comfort, mercy, and love, while I treat people other than my firstborn sons with severe judgment, with threats, and with intimidation, making them feel constantly frightened to the point that their nerves are always at work. Once the situation has developed to a certain extent, they will escape from this state, yet they will never escape my hand of judgment or break free of this situation. This, then, is their judgment. This is their chastisement. On the day that the foreigners arrive, I will reveal these people one by one. These are the steps of my work. Do you now understand the intention behind my previous utterances of those words? In my opinion, something unfulfilled is also something that has been fulfilled. But something that has been fulfilled is not necessarily something that has been achieved. This is because I have my wisdom and my way of working, which are simply inscrutable to humans. Once I have achieved results with this step, I will begin the next step, for my will is unimpeded and no one dares to obstruct my management plan, and nothing dares to put up any obstacles. They must all clear the way. Children of the great red dragon, hear me. I came from Zion and became flesh in the world to gain my firstborn sons, to humiliate your father, to support my firstborn sons, and to right the wrongs done to my firstborn sons. Therefore, do not be savage again. I will let my firstborn sons deal with you. In the past, my sons were bullied and oppressed, and since the Father wields power for his sons, my sons shall return to my loving embrace, no longer to be bullied and oppressed. I am not unrighteous. This shows my righteousness, and it is truly loving those whom I love and hating those whom I hate. If you say I am unrighteous, then you should hurry up and get out. Do not be shameless and freeload in my house. You should go back to your home with haste, so that I no longer have to see you. The bottomless pit is your destination, and that is where you will rest. If you are in my house, there will be no place for you, because you are beasts of burden. You are the tools I use. When I no longer have any use for you, I shall cast you into the fire to incinerate you. This is my administrative decree. I must do it this way, and only this shows the manner in which I work, and reveals my righteousness and my majesty. More importantly, only in this way will my firstborn sons be allowed to reign in power with me.